right, FightHype.com here with one of the best welterweights in the world, but also one of the best analysts in the world because he does HBO Latino. He's done, not Telemundo, Univision.
Yes, Univision, Bean Sports, amongst several others. But you know, we're doing well for ourselves, thankfully, when it comes to the commentating, the boxing expert, analyst. You know, when they bring me on, it's always a pleasure. I love what I do, and I do it well. Not only that, but I mean, I've gained a lot of experience throughout the years, and you know, I feel that I know a thing or two about what I'm talking about. But thankfully, HBO is going to have us working Saturday night at the Canelo versus Triple G fight, so we'll be commentating that. We'll also be working with Univision. So we hope that you enjoy my boxing expertise or boxing comments, you know, when it comes to me being the analyst. Hope you enjoy it. And all I will do is just dissect the fight from every aspect to seeing what Triple G will be doing and what Canelo may do differently or is doing differently rather than the first fight. So anything can happen in a boxing fight. We all have to acknowledge that. But when it comes to my prediction on the fight, I think it's going to be an entertaining matchup. It's not going to be very different from the first. The only difference that I see Triple G doing different would have to be aiming more for the body. You know, throwing body shots since the beginning. He must do this if he wants to come out with a victory, because he needs to find a way to slow his younger rival, you know, down. And that's the way of doing it, is breaking him down to the body. But in doing so, he also becomes susceptible to being hit and countered when he does it. But sometimes it's risks that we must take as fighters. As for Canelo, I think that he should outbox Triple G. He is the faster, younger fighter. He is becoming a natural 160-pounder. It's only his second fight into it. For that reason, I believe that he won't be the man with more strength that night, but he will be the faster man. You know, and he can use his agility, his ring IQ, his intelligence to come out with the victory by decision. I don't think he'll be able to knock out Triple G, but he will be able to outbox. I don't want to say outbox him, but just stay a step ahead of him. That should be his plan, to stay a step ahead of him. You know, put his punches together, throw them in combinations, and make sure not to get caught with anything stupid, you know, with any big shots. The reason being that Triple G has the power to end the fight in any round. For that reason, you should be very cautious, just knowing that you know, there's danger when it comes to Triple G. Just make sure to outbox him, know his surroundings. What I mean by that is have his peripheral vision intact to where he's seeing where the punches are coming from the different angles. But ultimately, I don't know who's going to win. I do believe that if Triple G wins, he wins by knockout, and if Canelo wins, he wins by decision.
But you do give, I think you did give the slight edge to Canelo, right?
I do give him the slight edge because of his age, because of his speed,
Triple G slowing down?
his agility. He's slowing down. I mean, he's getting close to 30 now.
36.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
36, yeah. I was gonna say late 30s.
Right.
But you're right, yeah, 36 to be exact. And in boxing, once you get to that age, you're no longer as fresh as you were in the late 20s, early 30s, you know what I mean?
What do you think starts to diminish?
I think from what I've seen in other fighters, I would have, the fighters that I admired when I was young and I saw them get old, I would have to say that the reflexes aren't the same. They aren't able to pull the trigger as fast as they did in the past. And I'd say that'd be the most important part. The speed, it begins to diminish after a while, but the power always maintains. That's the last thing that will go, will be the power. So he won't be as fast, but you know, one thing about Triple G though is that he's always had excellent timing. Excellent distance. Even though in the last fight, he didn't use it as well as he normally does. That can be a sign of him getting old. Because normally he's able to, you know, maintain his distance to perfection. He knows exactly when to step back, come back in, you know, come in with his combinations at his perfect distance, where he's landing his punches at the end of his fist. You know what I mean? So that's the perfect timing, where you get the full extension of the punch. Then again, looking at his previous fights, it may be that he's beginning to fight more. As he said in the past, he said, I want to fight more. The punches don't hurt me. You know, the fighter, the fans want to see a fight, so I let them hit me. That way I hit them too. You know, he did say that in the past. I mean, not those exact words, but something along those lines.
Right.
Meaning, he accepted the fact of him being in a fight where he's getting hit more than he did in the beginning of his career, because he understands that people want to see action on both ways.
But,
and as a fighter, I can understand what he's saying. You know, because we want to give them action. We want to hear them cheer. And especially if it doesn't hurt us, you know, it might not be the best idea, but we want to give the fans some entertainment. You know, we want to hear their cheers. For that reason, you know, sometimes we make those decisions, you know, into taking one for the team, basically, as we say, taking one for the fans, making sure that they're involved, making sure that they are loving it, every minute of it. That could be something that has affected Triple G in the last 4 fights. You know, that he's become accustomed to taking a punch or two for him to land a one big one or 2 big ones. You get what I mean?
Has he? He
shouldn't do that though, not with Canelo, because Canelo does have some power.
So you thought because against Canelo, do you think he fought as aggressive as? Well, he definitely backed him up all night, but he fought behind the jab, didn't? Okay, when he knocked out Martirosyan, right, and he really launched those overhead.
He didn't have anything to worry about. That
right.
fight.
Okay.
So for that reason, he went in full effect. You know, bone crushing. It doesn't matter who's in front of me.
Right.
He didn't have anything to worry about. With Canelo, he was missing a lot of punches, but he was missing a lot of punches because he never aimed to the body. He was always head hunting, and for that reason, it became difficult for him to land a big punch. You get what I'm saying? And he should have done that in the beginning. If he would have landed body shots from the beginning of the fight, the first one, then Canelo would have had no other opportunity rather than to fight or to run. Not run, but move around the ring, use his legs. But actually, Canelo did that in the beginning. He was moving around, using his legs, fighting his distance, and he was doing it well. He got tired. No, he didn't get tired. He saw himself. I'm telling you as a fighter, he saw himself fatiguing. He felt himself diminishing his energy. And that's why he figured that it would be best for him to just stand in one position, use his waist, his head movement, and not waste so much energy, because he knew that if he was gonna get tired in the later rounds, he was gonna be in trouble. Pay attention. From the first to the 3rd round in the first fight, he's boxing extremely well, moving around left and right, you know, feinting, using his legs. But something happened, 4th or 5th round, that he just stood still. He didn't move around much longer. You know, he just preferred to stay in the distance where he was able to control it, where he was able to connect while being defensive with his, because he has very good hip movement, you know what I mean? He has very good waist. We call it cintura in Espanol, you know what I mean? Very good cintura. He has very good head movement. And it's not just coming from the head though, it's coming from the waist.
The waist.
You know what I mean?
Flex your waist is what they say in Spanish,
flexible,
right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's flexible. So he was using that to his advantage because he knew that he wasn't able to use his legs the entire fight. Maybe he trained differently in this fight and he's prepared to move around the ring the entire fight. And if he is, he'll win the fight, hands down.
Why does he always have a problem with stamina? Because
it's not
he's
easy,
in shape.
man.
He has an 8-pack. Like it's obvious that he put the work in. So why does he gas? And some guys don't gas. Look at Sean Porter, never gasses. Why? What's up with that?
You know, they all prepare differently, and they all prepare differently. I would say, because I mean, I've had the situations where I began tired in the fight as well.
But you've improved on it.
You know, and that's our plan. Yeah, that should be everybody's plan, that we continue to improve on it. So if he has been tired in the past, if he's gotten tired in the later rounds, I'm sure that was a correction that they had to make in this fight, in this training camp.
How do you correct?
You know what? Sprints are very important. Sean Porter, a good friend of mine, which congratulations on his new crown WBC champion. He deserves it. He put on a magnificent performance. And as for Sean, he always says that he does a lot of sprints. And as you see, he came in good shape. He was able to come in the first round as the same as the 12th. And I believe that sprints are something that you can benefit from, and that's why I've come to realize, and something that I'm doing more of now that I have more experience and I've learned that on the job.
I mean, just watching you fight and you know, as it pertains to Canelo, does relaxing in there help too? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like with the Mike McCollum, you look a little more relaxed. You used to be a little more tense. Could that help Canelo too?
Definitely. That does help him, but he doesn't. You know what? He stays pretty relaxed if you pay attention to him. It's just he tries to throw bombs, man, in each and every punch. You know, it comes full force, and that also takes stamina. So maybe picking the punches, knowing which ones will be hard, which ones will be just quick speed punches. You know, so it's just a matter of you controlling the action, you controlling the pace. But you're in front of Triple G, a fighter that has tremendous power. You want to match that power in every second of the fight. For that reason, I think that maybe that made a difference in the fight too. But as you said, if he's been tired, if he has fatigued in his previous fights, then that's something that they accepted that they had to work on. And if they did, well, I'm sure they're going to work on it, and you know, that we're going to see a good match come this weekend. And don't miss my fight, October 6th, through the Zone. You know, subscribe, man. I'm telling you, we have some great fights. You have Anthony Joshua, September 22nd. You have some Bellator fights on September 28th. You have my fight, October 6th. Tune in, please tune in. You know, subscribe. I'm telling you. Purchase it through the Zone. It's only $9.99 a month. We don't have no contracts. You know what I mean? So you don't have. You pay month per month, and if you like it, you stay, and if you don't, you can pull out. But I assure you that you're gonna want to maintain the subscription with the Zone or DAZN, whatever you want to call it. But it's the Zone. Tune in October 6th, September 22nd. Anthony Joshua versus Golovkin. That's a good fight. You know, we have a lot of good fights coming up. We have Demetrius Andrade versus Billy Joe Sanders. Late October for the WBO title. I'm telling you, tune in. I mean, you gotta subscribe to the Zone. It's gonna be worth it. It's only $9.99 a month. Believe me. Tune in, watch it, and I thank you for all the support. Thank you for tuning in to FightHype, and you know, of course, a shout out to all my buddies at FightHype, man.
Hey, congrats on being the first American main event on DAZN. That's pretty awesome for you, brother.
Thank you, yeah, man.
And we'll be here Thursday to talk all about the fight with Dulorme. I can't wait to get into that.
Thank you, definitely. October 6th, it's a Worlds Collide. We're gonna have Big Baby Miller, along with several Arthur Bertabiev, you know, a top prospect.
I forgot he's on that card?
He's a world champion, actually, not a prospect, a world champion.
Yeah.
He's on that card, so we have a good showdown. If you're in Chicago, come check us out. We're gonna be at the Wintrust Arena, and I mean, if you can't make it out, tune in to the Zone. And thanks for all the support. Also, if you watch HBO this Saturday night, watch it in Spanish. In Spanish, siempre se escucha mejor. So I'm gonna be next to my good friend Ricardo Celis, and you know, we're gonna dissect the fight, all the pros and cons that are coming in from both fighters. Tune in, HBO, pay-per-view, Spanish or English, both, you know, and don't miss my fight October 6th. Thank you.
Thanks, Jesse.